It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer, and thank you very much to the person on here on YouTube in the comments box who said to me, please go out and find Perlenbacher Pilsner, like literally get it done soon because there's a changeover happening. The beer has changed. So I went to Lidl yesterday, had a little look. Yeah, absolutely, it had. So Perlenbacher Pils, this is the old bottle. I managed to find an old bottle in Lidl, green glass bottle, £1.49, 4.8% ABV. That's the important thing here. £1.48, 4.8% ABV, £1.49 to buy, 500ml bottle. On the back, it's got brewed in accordance with the German Reinheitsgebot. Brewed with finest ingredients, premium pills. There's the bottle cap, it's a screw top cap. But let me show you this one. Now going forward, this is the new beer from Lidl, the new Perlenbacher Pilsner, premium Pilsner. But they put it in red writing on the front. They've made a point of saying brewed according to the German purity law, fresh taste. I get that. I think the branding is actually a bit better to actually talk about the German purity law, and it says so on the back as well. I think that's a good thing because in Germany, water, hops, malt and yeast is all you can use, 4 ingredients to be able to call it beer by law. Anymore, you're not allowed to call it beer. Again, we got a screw top cap on this one, green glass bottle. So here's a look at the two beers together. But before I do so, let me show you the back. 4.5%. 4.5% ABV, £1.49 a bottle. So, old beer, 4.8, new beer, 4.5, reduced ABV. Why is it happening so much? 2022, 2023, 2024, we're seeing in the UK, we're seeing the ABV being brought down on beer quite a lot. It's happened with Leffe, it's happened with Carling, it's happened with Stella. Now it's happened with the German discount supermarkets. They're getting involved in it now. And it's quite sad. It is, it's quite a sad thing that this type of thing is happening. So I'm going to get the old beer out first. What's your thoughts on this? Comment in the comments box. Why does it feel like, as beer drinkers, we're under siege? Even to the point where our overlords are telling us, when you go to Germany, to the Euros in 2024, the beer's strong. That actually happened. That's the advice given at the moment. If you're booking your tickets to Germany, the beer's strong in Germany. I feel like it's quite a significant thing. When I was growing up, we had things like the Regal Welsh Open in the snooker, and it was all sponsored by cigarettes. Now, I don't smoke, I never have. But I just feel like alcohol is going through the same thing at the moment as cigarettes went through in the 1990s, where, well, it's all just a little bit. People should be able to make their own decisions, they make up their own minds on things, you know? That's my personal opinion on it. If you're of adult age, you should make the decision or not if you want to smoke. You should make the decision or not if you want to drink strong beer. It shouldn't be that we're constantly being, like I just said, we feel like we're under siege, don't we? Right, apart from that, let's show you the beer now. I've had my little rant. Old Perlenbacher, new Perlenbacher. Slightly different colour. New Perlenbacher being slightly lighter in colour. New Perlenbacher holding a better head. 2-finger white head on the new Perlenbacher. 1-finger white head on the old Perlenbacher. Very similar carbonation. Well, I would say old Perlenbacher has smaller bubbles, has smaller carbonation. The smaller the bubble, the better the beer. That's my old Wells and Young's head brewer talk coming through, where he told me the smaller the bubble, the better the beer. He told me a tip early on in my beer drinking life. This one, carbonation slightly larger. The head's not as tight. It's more of a fluffy, frothy kind of head on it. And lighter in colour. So let's drink Old Perlenbacher Pils then at 4.8% ABV. Aroma. It's a lovely aroma. It's a decent beer. Quite like it. Hoppy, stinging nettle-like. Touch of lemon, a little bit of earthiness coming through. You get the malt. Cheers, everyone. Decent pint. Lovely, lovely bitterness on the back end. It's hoppy. It's peppery and spicy. It's bitter. There's a lovely sweetness to begin with. There's a lovely bitterness on the back end. It's a beautifully balanced beer. Really nice. Really, really nice. Let's try the new one. Straight away, a lighter aroma. It's not as hoppy in the aroma. Old Perlenbacher, much hoppier. New Perlenbacher, a little bit more tame. Maybe some people might call it a little bit more well-rounded. It smells a little bit more like a Helles lager rather than a Pilsner. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. A little bit of sweetness to begin with, a little bit of bitterness on the back end. It's crisp, it's refreshing, it's tasty, it's quite lovely actually. It's just, it's the ABV. It's like, why are they changing the ABV? Let's put these beers right side by side. Let's do mouthful for mouthful. Otherwise, it's quite tight actually. It's quite, you need to do it within a few seconds of each other to really kind of understand the difference in the beer. Old Perlenbacher. Right, new Perlenbacher. Oh, it's a bit sweeter. Old. New. It's quite, the difference is here. The new Perlenbacher feels softer, more like you're looking for things. You're like slightly kind of like looking for flavours, you're pausing, you're waiting, where's the bitterness? It's quite soft, nothing's quite happening like the old beer. It's just a little bit tamer. Some might call that a little bit more well-rounded. Whereas, bang, you get the nice malt from the old beer. Bang, the bitterness comes through. The bitterness comes through is absolutely fantastic. With the new beer, pardon me, you're waiting. You're like, come on, do something. And then it finally does. So that indicates to me that, I mean, the old beer is definitely offering up like more instant, more kind of like aggressive flavours of hops, nice bitterness. The new beer is a bit tamer all round. I think if you were to go from the old beer to the new beer, you may not notice, and that's only because, like, if you went a day apart from drinking the two beers, it might be just like this. So I was about to use the word subtle. It's not subtle. It's quite a big difference, but I think it's enough that you would go, you know, I'm going to carry on buying the new Perlenbacher. But this is what I do. This is what I'm here today to show you. There are differences in the beer. There are differences in the beer. So final time then I will give a rating. Old. Crisp, refreshing, sweet, bitter, instant bitter taste coming through. You're getting the bitterness, you're getting the flavour. It's stinging that little hoppy. It's lovely. It's a lovely Pilsner, Perlenbacher Pils. I should really put this over here, shouldn't I? New. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Waiting for the bitterness. Waiting for the bitterness. There's the bitterness right there. There's the bitterness. So, whereas the old Perlenbacher was more of an instant kind of like sweet, bitter, hoppy, full-fronted, kind of like good old-fashioned German Pils, the new one's tamer. You're waiting for things to happen. If you were to drink these beers distanced apart, a day, 2 days apart, you may not notice the difference. But if you're doing a side-by-side, now's the time to do it, because they're running out. They are running out of this beer fast. Now's the time to buy the old Perlenbacher. Now's the time to do the new Perlenbacher, and just do your own side-by-side. You never know. You might prefer the new one. But for me, the old one wins out. The old one wins out. The old Perlenbacher, it's a very, very decent 8 out of 10. The new Perlenbacher is probably a 6 out of 10. It's just not quite doing it. It just doesn't quite have the miles per hour as the old Perlenbacher Pils. I hope you liked the video. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.